building value in your family. You know what I'm saying?
How?
That's where it came from. What do you mean?
How?
Because when marriage was started, it was based on what did she have and come from versus what did you have and come from. And when it comes together, how does that work out? It was about also building families. What are you talking about? Stop with the. You see what I'm saying? Stop with the.
I hear what you're saying, but I'm challenging what you're saying. I'm challenging it. Do you not want it to be challenged?
Like I said, every week, every time I've seen you get up here, especially the last couple of weeks when I was, you know what I'm saying, not on the panel, this is something that you do.
You hear now?
You know what I mean? And I want to call you out on it. What I'm telling you is,
what I say.
Again, boy, shut up, man. Mute your mic or something. Let me finish.
I will. Okay.
Damn.
I want to hear this.
All I'm saying is, you talk out both sides of your mouth. One second you try and come back and say, oh, but no, I support marriage. But then you try and tell cats, oh, don't do this and whatever the case. You know what I'm saying? You talk on both sides of your mouth. Then you sit here and try and feed us that same rigmarole that you tell old girl because she want to get married and you try and make her think it ain't important. Like, that's what it is. I hear it all the time. It's lame as hell.
Now let the pimp go. The former pimp, sorry.
Yeah. Come on, go ahead, Nancy. There you go. There you go.
Oh, I mean, come on now. Don't y'all want to hear from a former pimp?
You inspect.
Go ahead, man.
You inspect what you expect. When you're a certain age, you should already done got all your bumps and bruises and understood what you will accept and what you will not accept for a peaceful coexistence moving forward. You should be able to cut the fat in 30 seconds or less. If a woman isn't showing you those things that you could abide by, you'll live long enough to understand the tendencies, if you're around enough women, to say, okay, this is going to eventually disturb my peace. I have to bid you farewell, be nice, pay for the last meal, and move on to the next thing.
With wisdom, right? You have to incorporate all three of the major words, right? Words: experience, knowledge, and good judgment. So a lot of us will have the knowledge and experience. We'll see the red flags, but because she got a fat ass, we'll ignore it, right? Or because she got that Gawk 3000, we'll ignore it. Or because she a good look, or because she might have some bread, or whatever. She might have access to something that it is that you want. So a lot of us forget about that part, about the good judgment and learning from our mistakes, because a lot of us get those experiences and continue to make the same mistakes over and over again. And I think that's the most major part of it when you want to call somebody wise, that they actually are able to execute as a wise man and avoid the toxic situations, avoid that woman who is combative, and learn from your mistakes that people generally don't change for the better. You can't really beat a woman into submission. So once you see what a woman really is, and once she show you her colors, then you have to kind of understand what it is that you're dealing with and be able to nip that in the bud and get rid of that situation immediately.
A very rare situation, but a couple that's 60 been together for 40, 50 years, 60 years. That's what true wisdom looks like in a relationship is, it's a very rare situation, but it does occur where sometimes they could have grown up with each other or were neighborhood friends and stayed with each other for life. They met each other in high school and was puppy love and stayed with each other for 30, 40, 50 years. That's what wisdom looks like. The stories that they could tell you, besides that, maintaining your household, producing children that could be successful in society and contribute, children with manners, what your production is from that relationship is, what you give back to the world is the true wisdom line of a relationship, what we would define as power couples.
Man, it's I think we think too much like inside the box. We don't think outside the box. The wisdom comes from thinking outside the box. So in dating, gentlemen, the best way to gain wisdom is to do exit interviews with the women that you're no longer dealing with. Figure out what worked with her, what didn't work with her, why she acquiesced to certain things. What was it about you that made her want to acquiesce? Because a lot of times y'all get with these women, y'all think y'all just the man. Y'all think she just like you, or it's just, because I this or because I that. Then if you actually talk to her, she'll tell you a completely different reason for why she liked you. You walking around thinking you got X, Y, and Z intact. A lot of us think all women care about is money. Not all of us. I know all women don't care about money, and all men don't think that all women care about money, but majority of us do think that. So majority of us think that leading with our wallet is smart. Most dudes don't know how to talk to women. That's why I'm asking y'all. I asked y'all earlier, how is it that you establish that you're the leader? Because dudes can't articulate to me how they establish that they're the leader within a relationship or within a dating dynamic. I'm like, where y'all gaining this wisdom from? Or are y'all just assuming that y'all know something because it makes sense to you? Do y'all actually talk to these women? See, I talk to women all the time. I talk to my ex, the girls that like them. What is it about me that you like? No, I like this. I like that.
Well, here's the thing about that. Women change the way they think and the way they answer questions over time during the course of their menstrual, when they're on their period. Their metabolisms are unbalanced. What they say yes to during the, that's why women never ruled when it came to ancient civilizations. What are you talking about? You do know how religions create rules about women, right?
Yeah,
there's reasons why. Right?
I think Will's point was okay, because I think that different women like different things. So yeah, you can talk to your ex about what you've done right or wrong, but that may not work going forward with the next female because women are different. I do think that Trev and Kenny P had a good point when they talked about us and having wisdom in dating. I think it's a discernment, right? It's learning what you're going to cut ties with, the red flags, those things that you should learn. You should know now at a certain age that we didn't know when we were younger men. And I think the biggest thing is discernment and vetting women better.
Yeah.
Look, I'm gonna go ahead and say you can't have wisdom on something that you haven't spent time on. Wisdom is being able to use the knowledge and experience that you've gained from different things that have gone on, and navigating how to use that discernment, like he said, going forward. So you can't have wisdom on relationships if you ain't been in one. You know what I'm saying? Plain and simple. If you haven't been in any, you can't learn from those. You can learn from what somebody else told you, but the wisdom is going to have to come from your learned experiences. And I guess you can't interview your exes, like Will said, and figure out what they say. But again, I don't know how valuable that's going to actually be. You know what I mean? Because that just tells you how you got yourself out of a relationship. I'm talking about you find somebody that's gained wisdom on staying in a relationship and making it actually work. That's who can give you some wisdom on relationships and dating.
So
somebody that haven't been there, you're gonna tell them how to do it bad. Like if you want the outcome that somebody else has, ask them. What you
so
gonna
all
say,
the
Pete?
folks, I was gonna say, so all the folks that's single can't give any marriage advice according to your statement right now.
Yes. If somebody's single, you're not giving marriage advice. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you haven't been there. Not saying now, if you were once married, that's different. You have wisdom and experience based on your past, what you've learned. But if you haven't been married, don't give marriage advice. Plain and simple.
Are y'all thinking marriage is anything different than a regular relationship?
It absolutely is.
Okay, what's different about it?
Well, for one, it's I'm not even religious, but it is a covenant with God if you believe in that, right? You know what I'm saying? Between you, your spouse, and God. That's one way you can look at it.
Okay.
All right, but also it's also the foundation of building value in your family. You know what I'm saying? That's where it came from. What do you mean? Because when marriage was started, it was based on what did she have and come from versus what did you have and come from? And when it comes together, how does that work out? It was about also building families. What are you talking about? Stop with the. You see what I'm saying? Stop with the.
I hear what you're saying, but I'm challenging what you're saying. I'm challenging it. Do you not want it to be challenged? Do you want me just to accept what you're saying? Because I could just accept what you're saying. But
well, I mean, every week you get on here.
So why do you think it's the same? Though?
Say it again.
Why do you think it's the same? Why do you think marriage and a committed relationship is the same as what you say?
Because it is the same. You can have a
I don't think so. Financially, I'm not financially, but okay.
All right, y'all. Let's let Will explain it. Right? Yeah. We're gonna go ahead and let him explain the reason why. Go ahead, Will.
People create lifetime bonds with people who they're just platonic friends with. 2 guys, 2 women, friends to the end, ride or die. They'll do sacrifice for each other, love each other, support each other. They'll do just about anything for each other, but be intimate with each other. True or false?
Yeah, that occurs.
I mean, even if that is true, that's not a marriage.
I didn't say it was a marriage. I'm explaining something to you. True or false?
It happens, I guess. Yeah.
You guess. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. You saying people build these lifelong.
You saying
people who builds these lifelong.
I'm asking y'all a question.
And I said, sure. Go ahead, explain it.
Hank, I asked the question, right? He said, sure, I guess. Like, are y'all saying that people don't have lifetime friendships with people?
Yes. So I answered it. Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead, brother.
And the only things that they're not doing is being intimate with each other and creating families with each other, right? These platonic friends.
Okay, go ahead. Yes.
So
go ahead.
So can that exist between the opposite sex who are not married and who do have intercourse with each other and who do create families? Can that not happen?
Yeah, it can, but it's still a difference, though, in my opinion.
Okay, that's cool. You know, you can have a difference of opinion. I'm not mad at your difference of opinion. I'm saying the foundation of all of this stuff is in your thought process, your mentality. If you're committed to a person, you're committed to that person, whether you're married to that person or not. Now, if y'all want to say marriage is that foundation, there's a lot of married people who are not committed to each other. It doesn't matter that you went down there and said, I do. Oh, you see, you shaking your head just like I was shaking my head. But there's a problem when I shake my head. I welcome you to challenge what I say. So 2 people can commit to each other and be ride or die for the rest of their life. They don't have to be married. Now, I'm not going to discourage people from getting married. If you want to get married, get married. I support it. I salute you. I wish the best for you. I'm never going to discourage someone from getting married. So don't think I'm anti-marriage. I'm pro-marriage. If you want to be married, go get married. But stop. Y'all got to stop acting like the marriage is the strength, is the intrinsic value of the relationship. No, your thought process, your commitment. That's what makes that other person be a valuable person to you. That's what makes.
Hey, Will, can I ask you a question real quick? When you got married the first time, was it like a ceremony in front of your family, or was it like at the courthouse?
No, it was a huge wedding.
Huge wedding, and you basically had a ceremony in front of your entire family and hers.
Yes.
And you created a covenant in front of people that could also vouch for you and her and said, I'm going to be with this woman through it all, no matter what, sickness, health, all of that, right?
No.
That didn't happen?
You're saying I created a covenant in front of people or with people? Maybe I misheard you.
Okay, so the pastor and you and your wife, ex-wife, create a covenant, right?
Yes.
In front of people, in front of God, whatever. So I think that's like a very honorable thing, and people will hold you, accountable for remaining married.
No, they won't.
They won't.
No, they won't. Hell no. What are y'all talking? Bro, do you know how often people
look, I don't know. Hold on, because you getting a nice run in, and I've been running and jump in there. Bro,
I've been quiet all day.
No, you haven't. Every time you hop on here, you come and you try and feed us the same kind of trash you probably feed a woman that want to get married. You know what I'm saying, bro? Say that to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? All this, marriage ain't important shit. Come on, dog.
Did I say that?
It
Did not
actually
just
is.
say the opposite.
Listen, yeah.
Did
but
I
you-
not
but then
just
you-
say the
you-
opposite?
You're
Did
flip
I not
flopping
just
on
say
what
I
you said
value marriage?
originally.
I will support somebody getting married. I would never encourage them. I would wish the
Yeah.
best for them. So what are you talking
And
about?
And out the other side of your mouth, you talked about how it's not this, that, or the other.
What did I
hear
say?
it all the time.
Hold on, no. What
Listen,
did I say?
hear it.
What
If you be
did I
quiet,
say?
I'll finish.
Okay.
So listen. So look, right? You know what I mean?
No,
Marriage
tell me what I
is
said.
valuable.
Don't
It's
try
not
to
the
explain
same
something.
thing.
Tell me what I said.
Play it back. Be quiet
No,
for a
no,
second and play it
you
back.
tell me what
You know
I
what I'm
said.
saying? Look, what I just explained what you said. 1 minute you saying you get on here every other week saying the same shit. And you talk
What?
that you feeding us the game. You feeding
What?
us the game that you would feed a woman that want to get married.
What did
You know
I
what I'm saying?
say?
You try, and then you start catastrophizing shit, trying to make it. Oh, I know married
That's
people
that
that ain't
pimp talk,
committed.
Andy.
You
That's
What
that pimp talk you doing.
know what I'm saying? Come
I
on, man.
say?
Well, if you be quiet, I'm talking. That's the whole
Nigga,
point.
you're not telling me what I said though.
Again, play it back. I'm speaking about what you said and how you talk.
Oh, you're speaking about
You know
it,
what I
but
mean?
you're not gonna tell me what I
I'm
said.
speaking how you
gonna
talk because I know.
internalize what you think I meant, and you're gonna speak on that, but you're not gonna repeat
Like
what
I said. Like I said, every week, every time I've seen you get up here, especially the last couple of weeks when I was, you know what I'm saying, not on the panel, this is something that you do.
You here now?
You know what I mean? And I want
Now
to call
you
you
here.
out on it. What I'm
Call
telling
me
you
out.
is,
What I say?
again, boy, shut up, man. Mute your mic or something. Let me finish.
I will. Okay.
Damn.
I will. I want to hear
All I'm
this.
saying is you talk out both sides of your mouth. One second you try and come back and say, oh, but no, I support marriage. But then you try and tell cats, oh, don't do this and whatever the case. You know what I'm saying? You talk on both sides of your mouth. Then you sit here and try and feed us that same rigmarole that you tell old girl because she want to get married and you try and make her think it ain't important. Like, that's what it is. I hear it all the time. It's lame as hell, bro. Like, come on, man. And then you'll go back and catastrophize it and say, if somebody says something positive about it, man, no, I know married couples that hate each other. Come on, man. That's everybody can say that. You can say that about anything. You know what I'm saying? Marriage is not the same as a committed relationship. You know what I mean? And you trying to make this weird ass point about platonic friendships. A platonic friendship ain't splitting everything down the middle and leaving you in a will so that you and your kids straight when you gone. Like, stop with this nonsense, man.
So what I say now? You still ain't told me what I said.
Look, I'm not gonna tell you what
No,
you
hold
said,
on,
but
Hank.
I'm gonna tell you my opinion.
Hank.
I won't tell you
Y'all
my
do this
opinion. Come on, man.
every-
We can't keep
Hank,
going in this circle.
Hank,
Will. Come
Hank,
on, bro.
we're not going in circles. Why don't you tell your boy to tell me what I said, Hank?
I don't have no boys up here.
Okay,
man.
well, Hank,
we all men. Don't do that.
respectfully,
Don't do that.
Hank, just give me an Outlaw a few minutes. Just give us a few minutes. Outlaw.
All right.
I get on
I was
here
okay
week
with all
after week. Hold on, Outlaw. I get on here week after week saying what?
You got this whole crusade about how you just want to make sure you're not getting married. Listen, we understand you were divorced once. You had a bad taste in your mouth from it. So now what you're doing is you're going around, and you're projecting your current feelings about getting married again out there on others. That's what I see.
Oh, but you're not gonna tell me what I said though. Can you tell me? You said I get on here week after week saying what? What do I say, sir? Can you tell me?
No, I'm not going to quote you word for word, bro. You know the
No,
nonsense you say.
paraphrase.
You can go back and watch it. I
You
just
don't have to quote me.
paraphrased.
No, you
I
didn't, sir.
paraphrased
You
already.
didn't tell me nothing I said because I've never got on here and told brothers not to get married. You don't ever hear me spout those words. I just told you I support marriage. I believe in marriage. I'm waiting, sir. Y'all niggas get up here all the time and just talk. Y'all act like I'm talking out the side of my neck. Bro, you cannot sit here and tell me the stuff I say ain't thought-provoking, ain't making you sit there like, man, maybe he got a point there. See, you so caught up in just saying stuff that sound good, internet stuff.
I could listen. I only speak about real life, bro. You have no idea.
Tell me
what's
some
going
real
on.
life and
You
tell
have
me
no.
what I
You
said,
have
sir, so
no
we can move
idea.
on. Tell me real life so we can move on.
I stand on. Listen.
All right, I'm done.
Brother.
You can't tell me what I said. I get on here week after week, as you stated, but you can't say nothing I said.
I ain't got to quote you back to disagree with you.
You got it, JR. I ain't gonna get on your panel and argue with these niggas.
Okay, I do have a question. If people say that they're not religious, then why do they get married?
If people are not religious, maybe they get
Here's
married.
a better question, JR. Ask them niggas.
How about I'm gonna answer the question he asked?
Why they keep talking about marriage and they try to their first defense is they go to religion, but they don't ever live out the religion. They don't ever abide by the religion that they're using to justify why they do it. Why don't you ask them that? Why they so quick to get a divorce?
I said that's a reason, right? I said that's a big reason why people do it. And I'm saying not even myself. You know, my entire family is very religious, right? But that's one reason. But and also building family and building legacy. You know what I mean? So you can go ahead and have some kids, and then y'all mix. Like, I guess what your wife, I'm sorry, your baby mom's not gonna have the same name as you and your kids, right? Because it's just a piece of paper, right? You don't want to build no real legacy. You want your kids confused about why mommy last name different. You don't want to actually have a woman that you call your own. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? You want to be able to run away when you can, and you don't probably feel like you can hold down a household. So shit, what up?
You got any more insults before I respond?
Yeah, it got too personal. Let me answer.
No, hold on, Hank. Hold on, Hank. Hold on, Hank. Hey, hold on. The brother just tried to disparage me, and you want to don't move on from me. Sit right here for a second.
I'm just trying to.
So, do you have any more insults you want to throw my way, real quick, Outlaw, before I respond?
Hank is just trying to water on the fire.
You know what's
I want to know if you got any more insults.
You know what? He's allowed to say that.
Hold on, Kenny. Ask the brother if he has anything else he wants to say.
He's allowed to say that.
I didn't stop him from saying anything. What are you talking about? Let him go. He got the floor. Outlaw. Is there
He's allowed to say that.
Okay, I'm done. Don't worry about it. Go
listen,
ahead,
when I stop talking, there's no reason to ask me again. You know what I'm saying? That means I'm giving space to the floor to talk.
All right, so you're gonna give me space to respond to you then?
Okay, so I saw where I left off and things went haywire when I mentioned that you weren't married and you were extolling virtues, the word that you tried to act like you did not know when I was saying it, because you're too educated, you're too far gone to try to insult my intelligence that you didn't know the word. You were extolling virtues of the sanctity of marriage, but you didn't embody it. And that's where I was trying to go before we went our ways and being insulting and so on and so forth. And you questioning my sexuality and me being over 50 and a damaged man rather than saying it directly to me. You took the soft way out and went indirectly saying it to me. And Trevor's right there when he told you that, yeah, you were trying to imply he was gay because that was a snapback. But then you made whole lies about admonishing me. I was wrong for taking it where I did take it because I had a responsibility as for how I responded to how you were trying to jab at me. But I didn't throw the first stone. You were supposed to leave something alone from another show, and you tried to make.
I don't want to tab back into the topic. I don't want to.
No. I'll get back to it quick. And it all started there. Now we're here, and someone is actually pointing out something to you because you actually come up here and you admonish. You talk about our talking points being weak. You know, old Lemonhead Darwin. When you said military guys are suckers, and he still wanted to be a parrot on your shoulder. I'm just saying you're fostering as intelligent, as thought-provoking as you all will. At times, you try to insult people's intelligence in broad daylight. And that's why you're getting a pushback from certain men about how your talking style, though thought-provoking, can be offensive. And when you put certain things up and they wish to address it, to hold you to it, you take insult to it. But you constantly throw insults subliminally at men up on this panel. And that's what they're actually trying to get at you. I want you to be here because you bring different ways of thought. But I think that part you could leave out, where you're doing the underhanded insults and saying that you're not in broad daylight. I think my original point of bringing up, are you married? Because I listened to you and you put the building blocks of why this thing is necessary. Then you said you were a biblical man, God-fearing, but as your name said, you pick and choose how you wish to live. And then when I asked you, you said, because I don't want to. And I said it wasn't good enough. Because I said you had a lotto ticket. And that's what was overshadowed and everything. You found your forever. And I said you had a lotto ticket where most men can't ever get that. And you got a second chance at it. The same way Darwin did. But look how he behaved. You behave better, but you still got your damages like I got my damages. Everybody up here got a little thing going on. But you can't be up here throwing underhanded slice to people because they're going to eventually check you on it. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not trying to disrespect you nor denigrate.
Oh, bro, I don't mind if y'all try to denigrate me at all. Listen,
I am not.
First, I didn't say you were. I said I don't mind if y'all try to. First and foremost, Kenny, I thought this issue that you just brought up was put to bed.
I thought so too, but I seen it somewhere else and I didn't bring it to him. I guess, you know,